Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Closet Truths. In today's episode, we'll be talking about boundaries, how to create them, how to not feel guilty for having them, and how to teach people how to treat you. So let's get into this video.
Hey, Miss Walker, thank you for wanting a verse from me. Apologies for the wait, sometimes it's harder.
Now guys, boundaries. So when we talk about boundaries, what does boundaries really mean? Boundaries can be in any form of relationship, y'all. A boundary is something that someone just can't cross with you, something that's just not right with you, that doesn't sit with you, or something in the past that you've allowed but that you don't allow anymore. And it is completely healthy to create boundaries as an adult. A boundary can be something that you've learned about. A boundary can be something that doesn't sit right with you. A boundary can be something that triggers you and you just prefer the people close to you to not do those things. It is completely okay to communicate your boundaries, to state your boundaries. You do not have to be shy or to be passive or to be fake. All you have to be is uniquely yourself. And establishing boundaries honestly establishes how people in the world can treat you, what you tolerate and what you want. When teaching someone how to treat you, all it really takes, honestly, is for them to see how you treat yourself. Do you love yourself? Do you take care of yourself? Do you spoil yourself sometimes? Are you kind to yourself? Do you honor your uniqueness in this world? When people see how you treat yourself, oftentimes they treat you in a similar fashion. They can see that you have self-respect, that you have self-love, that you will not settle, things that you tolerate, things that you don't, and they will approach you and treat you and talk to you accordingly. Sometimes it's easy to let someone cross a boundary. Sometimes we'll tell ourselves in our heads, well, this wasn't really much of a big deal, even though later on it will be a big deal to you because that was a boundary that you communicated to some person that they didn't respect. But because you loved them or had some feeling towards them, you let that happen. And that can also create self-blame. It could even lead to self-hate. But it's never too late to reestablish your boundaries. It's never too late to come up with more boundaries. It's never too late to get to know yourself more and more and more and realize what you can hold, what you can tolerate, what you will, and what you will never. And it is completely okay to make a list of boundaries. It's okay to just have one boundary because if someone loves you or cares about you, they're going to respect that boundary. They're not going to care. They're going to appreciate that you communicated that with them. They're going to appreciate your likes and your dislikes. They're going to respect what you are okay with and what you're not. And if they don't, then that person probably shouldn't be in your life or around you. I definitely don't want to sugarcoat the fact that it does take time to teach people how to treat you. It does take time to not be passive, to not be shy, to not giggle, to not, back off of what you like, what you don't like for someone else in their opinion. It is very hard to not, initially think and care about what other people think and care about. But honestly, you have to think that it's your life. You're living it. It's your body. Your life is your choice. The decisions you make are yours. So why not create healthy boundaries in any form of relationship that suit you? Why make yourself uncomfortable? Why let someone mistreat you? Why let shit slide? Not in 2024. Not in 2025. It's coming. It's never too late to create boundaries, y'all. It definitely took me a while to figure out my own boundaries. A lot of shit in my past happened that I didn't want to, but I didn't know how to communicate the fact that, okay, well, this is not okay. Okay, well, I'm not ready for this because I was scared of losing a person when I should never. Let me tell y'all something. This is a piece of advice actually that my mama told me once. A real connection cannot be ruined by you being honest. It can never be afraid of any topic. It's never going to back off. It's actually going to step up to the challenge, or it's just going to vibe with you, honestly. Like, you should never be forced into anything. You should never be coerced into anything. You should never be peer pressured into anything, whether it's a best friend, a relationship, a family member, an acquaintance, at your workplace, at your school. It doesn't matter. Someone who cares about you, who wants a relationship with you, who values their connection with you, who has a true fucking affinity to you and your soul, will not care about any little boundary that you set. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. They'll respect it and they should love you. And sometimes, guys, it's easy to not understand why people won't treat you in a way that you would treat them. Like, you will respect their boundaries, you respect them on the daily, but sometimes they cross little lines that you're not okay with, whether in public situations, broadcasting things, running and telling someone else, gossiping, different things. Boundaries that they know, not even boundaries, honestly, just common human decency that some people will just ignore. And you can wonder, you can spend your entire fucking life wondering and overthinking on why would they do that, and why would they act that way, and why would they tell that, why would they move that way. But honestly, that's not even on you to consider. That's something that they have to deal with, and that will come back to them later down the road. But that is not your story. You don't have to have them in your life. You don't need that person that much. If they can't respect your boundaries, what is the purpose of even continuing any type of relationship with them? If any topic is off limits, why would I be talking to you? Then on the other side, it is hard, when you think that someone is making a boundary for you, but really you never know why that person has that boundary. That person could have faced something in their past. They could have went through something recently. It doesn't have to have any connection with you. They're just communicating and telling you, hey, this is something I don't like. Could you just not do it? Go on about your day. It does not mean that it's about you. I can guarantee you that they're probably telling that boundary to everyone else, and it is taking bravery and courage to do it. To not be passive in this society, y'all, is increasingly hard. That is why you have to fight to be yourself. It takes every day to express yourself, to be unique. It takes some people their entire lives, literal years, to get to the point where they can teach someone how to treat them and be okay with that. Be okay with telling someone, not that. Sorry. To say no is so hard to say. And I think that's often not talked about. It's often, well, if you do this, oh, if not, it's your fault because you let them do that. You didn't let them do anything. You communicated, you said no. From then on, it's completely and utterly their fault. Now, you can either get away from them or they can fix their fucking shit. Honestly, that's it. Those are your only two solutions. Setting boundaries can also contribute to your self-love. It can also ease self-doubt, because when you set new boundaries and when they're not crossed, let's talk about the best outcome. When they're not crossed and when the people in your life who love you and who you trust respect them, it increases your self-respect for yourself. It literally makes you look at yourself completely differently. You will love yourself more because you're putting your foot down. You're using your voice. You're saying what you're not okay with anymore and what you won't allow. And there's so much maturity and growth in that. I want you to be proud of taking that first step. And I want you to take that first step because we all honestly need to create some healthy boundaries in several relationships. Some relationships cross too many boundaries. We let too much shit slide under the rug, and we really shouldn't. Even talking to you guys right now at 19, almost 20, in the guise of letting someone else be happy, I have literally been so passive in the past. I was so shy. I couldn't say what I wanted. I would always go with the flow. Someone else's flow, not mine, even though it was my life. And I have only realized recently that creating boundaries is so healthy. And I even learned some of that in therapy when I was in it, because therapy is not bad, guys. Not bad. It's a stigma. It literally can help you, and it did help me. It taught me about boundaries. It taught me about how they're okay, how they're healthy. And honestly, it's contributed to my life in such a positive manner. I have people in my life now that respect my boundaries, that respect me, and that love me for me. And honestly, it's even better because I love me for me. And so with all of that added, I hope that you know that you can change your life and that you can start now, that you can teach people how to treat you, that you don't have to feel guilty about it, because self-love, self-care, and creating healthy boundaries for yourself is not selfish. And don't let anyone convince you that it is. Nevertheless, I hope this video helped you, and I'm wishing you guys so much hope and positivity. Now, I know that it's been a minute since the last episode of Closet Truths, but y'all, look, life has been lifing. Do y'all like my hair? Go to my Instagram for my photos, y'all. And remember to follow my socials at Jasmine Boswell, and follow Closet Truths, guys, which are separate pages because, look, business, then there's me. Okay, it's two different things. But I am wishing you guys to have a blessed evening, day, or night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
But I hope that you take it. A little time for yourself. Still in a moment or two to unwind between the hectic sounds of your precious baby crying. Do you clear your mind?